Alright, now let's get this data for Prime. Alright, Cons, let's see what you got here in your data files. Cookie recipes, leaked script for Transformers 2. No, not that. What? Oh, scrap. Megatron will be pleased with this. Now, on to the review. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of 5-Star Reviews, where today we will be having a look at Transformers Studio Series, Transformers 1, B127, or Bumblebee, or also Badassatron. So yeah, here is one of the new Studio Series figures of 2025 with the new boxes and all that. And before we have a look at the figure, let's have a look at the box. Alright, here we have the box. And I gotta say, I like the new design of the Studio Series boxes, but I also don't like it. I love the new setup and all that, but it doesn't feel like a Studio Series box. Let me just grab another one of the old boxes to compare them. Alright, here we have the Megatron Studio Series box, and you can clearly see the major difference. For one, the boxes are surprisingly bigger than the last ones. Two, we got the plasticing back, which I'm actually okay with that. Oop, no, Bumblebee over in the background. It's alright, he's fine. No, I'm not. Be quiet, Bumblebee. So yeah, they had the plastic back, which I'm completely okay with, because I was always worried about people stealing the figures from out of the boxes with those. Or them just missing accessories from people going, haha, got it. But you can also see the major thing missing is the number. We no longer have the numbers on the box, which I gotta say is pretty bad for shooters, because it helps with collectors keeping a track on who they're missing and all that. Because there's like a million Bumblebees out there in this line. I've lost count. They've also gotten rid of the background package, the background that could come out in the boxes. Now it's just like a regular Transformer box, which I don't really like that either. Maybe it's a one-time thing, but the new Sentinel Prime figure I got, which will be my next review, by the way, guys, says otherwise. Besides that, these parts here I prefer way more. The new box, I prefer the side art way more, better in every way there. I also like how they put at least one scene where they were in the movie up here, in the new boxes and all that. But yeah, some stuff is still pretty off. And the other side, yeah, it's a bit better, but alright. No longer has the classic red thing of Studio Series on top. Still says both the movies and all that jazz. So yeah, the new boxes, I'm not a big fan of them. They do alright, but could definitely be better with the numbers returning. Like, probably have the numbers here or something. Anyway, now let's move on to the actual figure itself. Alright, and here we have B127. And I gotta say, this is probably the best sculpted Cybertronian version of Bumblebee we've gotten so far. We had the big chunky boy of the Gamer Edition, which I love the full of Cybertron designs, but the Bumblebee figure didn't really translate to a good toy. And then we had the terrible Studio Series Bumblebee movie Cybertronian B127, which was terrible, but this one here is definitely the best. It has little kibble, actually feels like the character. Sure, it doesn't have his battle mask, which was alright, but it's okay. The painting and sculpting on him is decent, basically on the same level as the other Transformers 1 figures. Sure, unlike the others, he doesn't really have anything you can take off him to make him look like he's cogless, like you can do with Megatron and Optimus Prime, but it's alright. It's an alright looking figure. And he comes with 3 accessories. 5 if you want to count the blades as separate. Oh, he fell over again. Yeah, that's also another problem with this figure. He likes to fall over a lot. Yeah, so he comes with this blaster here, which I believe he dropped it. Which I believe he only used once in the entire movie when he was on top of Optimus Prime. But we see Optimus Prime and the Death Trackers and Seekers use it a bunch. So yeah, technically I can give this a 5, so I'm going to say it's Transformers 1 Firestorm. But this is probably just going to mainly go to my Optimus Prime figure. And he comes with his blasters and knife hands. And the knife hands are detachable, so you can have him just with the blasters. But it does leave this odd part sticking out here, which is alright, because I feel like most people are just going to display him with the knife hands in them anyway. So, and for them, you just tab them into his wrists here. And now he can start stabbing and cutting up people. Alright. Oh, and you can also fit the blaster in his hand like so. It doesn't really have any weapon storage for the blaster, but you can store his other blasters on his back here, which also make like a decently convincing jetpack. So you can say like he stole one of the miners' jetpacks and used it to fly around. So yeah, now let's compare him to some of the other figures. Here we have him with the Transformers 1 cast. Here he is next to Starscream and Skywarp. Here he is with Primer, Soundwave, and Shockwave. Here he is with my previous review, the Motor Drones and Minis. And here he is with Team Firestorm. Alright, now let's move on to posability and poses, and then we'll go to transformation. Alright, so Bumblebee's posability is quite simple for most deluxes. It's basically the deluxe standard. He has a ball joint on the head, which gives him full 360 degrees. Ball joints at the arm, full 360. His arms can go out this far. Rotation at the bicep, bend at the elbow. Sadly, no hand posability, but that's alright for a deluxe class. Some waist rotation. And if you want to count this as posability from his transformation... Oh, not that part, that's part transformation. Oh, is it? Oh yeah, it was just stuck. Hey, sorry about this, just being a bit tricky. His waist can go back, so you can have him do the limbo. Yeah. And another quick complaint about this thing, this part here doesn't stay tabbed in very well. His legs can kick out that far and back that far. Beautiful spread. Rotation at the knees, bend at the knees. Foot can go backwards, but that's more for transformation. And one of the best ankle pivots in all of Transformers. He also has these at the back, which the instructions are very confusing about. They say to put them like this for more stability, but whenever I do, he falls over more often. So yeah. Now let's go on to some poses. Here we have him pointing and shooting. Here we have him running for his life. Here we have him getting interrogated by everyone's favorite dictator. And last but not least, pointing and shooting. Alright, now let's move on to transformation. Alright, for transformation, first you're going to want to rotate his head around. Then you're going to take his... then you're going to take this back plate here, untab it, and fold out the windshield. Then you take his belly, untab it, lift it up over his head. See this part here? You're going to want to fold it inwards like so. And then you take these and simply connect them like that. Then you want to go to his hands. Flip this open here. Rotate his hand inward and close it up. Then rotate his hand like that, so. Then you do the same on the other side. Close it up. Rotate. Then you go down to his legs here, connect them like so. There. Then you want to untab his feet like this. Then you go up to here, untab these, and then fold his feet downwards. Then you take his torso and bend it up like so. Let me just redo it in a bit of a better angle. Like this. And then you just slide it in like this. And then you want to get the tabs into these little slots there. It can be a little tricky, but once you do it, you just need to squeeze and everything will stick together. And there, you have him in his vehicle mode. And for his weapons, you just take his guns and stick them on the back like so. In these little tabs here. And then you take his other gun, and stick it to the side. And there. Alright. These are terrible weapon storages. No vehicle has perfect weapon storages, but it's alright. Now, let's move on to his size comparisons in vehicle mode. Here we have him with the Transformers 1 cast, minus Elita 1 since she can't transform. Here he is with Team Firestorm, minus Firestorm since he's a pain in the butt to transform without ripping off all his paint. Here he is with Primer. And here he is with my previous review, the Motor Drone and Minis. Alright, now let's move on to my final thoughts of this video. So, what are my final thoughts on this figure? Well, he's probably the best Cybertronian Bumblebee figure out there. Definitely worth a pickup if you're trying to complete a Cybertronian version of all your cast, or just collecting the Transformers 1 crew. Definitely get him. He's the best figure from the line so far, in my opinion. And yeah, really good, awesome. Movie should have done better because it was a great movie. F you, Hasbro and Paramount, for not promoting the movie properly. And yeah, that's really all I want to say about this figure. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. Master, we brought this one we found sneaking into one of our data research plants. Very good. Whatever you're gonna do to me, D, just do it. It is not D anymore. It is Megatron! And I might take a play out of what I did to Starscreams and do it to you. No one will know what you found. Badassatron. Dump this in the trash. As you wish, Lord Megatron.